Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Obviously we have something from Maxace here, some huge container, and pretty much every single time Maxace sends me something in a container like this, it's wild. I don't think it's massive. I mean, it's reasonably heavy. It's not massively heavy, but I know that there's something pretty interesting in there. Thank you so much to Maxace for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and at least for the time being on TikTok at _metal_complex. Let's go ahead and find out what this is. I will link this and Maxace knives in general down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Maxace Hydra. God, Maxace, absolutely insane. So Maxace does what a lot of really smart companies are doing right now. They're doing the intentional gas station vibe design, which is funny and ironic on multiple levels, considering gas station knives have always historically copied, higher end custom pieces. So now we have Maxace intentionally copying gas station stuff, and it's just such a magnificent and beautiful circle of nonsense. So yeah, look at all of these completely unnecessary components. Wow! Look at all these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I love it when they do this. Like they know that if this were a completely serious design, which by the way, if you're new and you're thinking, so is it even functional? Yes, it's absolutely functional. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of this is Maxace does not make a knife that is poorly made. They don't do that. They have some of the most incredible precision machining quality that you'll see in the entirety of the knife world, which is going to be, confusing to people who still assume that China is synonymous with low quality. The low quality knives that come out of China are low quality, but they're just like the USA and any other country, there are definitely companies producing extremely high quality products. Maxace just is one of those companies that can do it. They can make a practical, normal knife that's super high quality, but they choose to make wild and crazy stuff often. Oh boy. Look at that blade there. Not the first time that they have done the recurved compound tanto. Not at all. I literally don't know where to start with this knife. So the finish here, we have what looks like maybe glass blasting or vapor blasting down here. Any of these cloudy areas are literally just fingerprints or residue from oil or anything like that, but it is very consistent. We have, I'll get up close here. Yeah, some sort of like glass media blasting or vapor blasting up there. And then we have, I'm not going to call that hand rub. That looks to be just like a machine satin finished, just with the lines going this way. And then back to that really cool vapor blasted finish up here. Very even, very perfect bevel. Great example of what I'm talking about when it comes to Maxace and their precision manufacturing. Their blades are always perfect in terms of, symmetry, I guess, and getting that cutting bevel super duper even. Definitely sharp. Not super thick. Maxace loves to make stupidly thick blades sometimes. Look how this liner is nested. Is this I wonder if it's a nested liner lock, but I wonder if that's a piece of steel or if that's actually titanium like the rest of the frame. Let's take a look here. It does want to pull into that. That is most likely a piece of steel. I don't think there's a lock bar insert in there, but we can definitely check. Let's get a look here. These, by the way, I always recommend these i3Ts from Olight. Super inexpensive. Even the titanium one. I think that's down in my Amazon store. Yeah, this is a piece of steel that is nested into the titanium frame. Where it connects, I have no idea. Oh, down here. Okay. So the screw heads are underneath this pocket clip. Good Lord. So these are I wonder if they're individual pieces of titanium that are nested in here. And then we have two completely separate backspacers. Almost reminds me of like a bike chain. Look at that. All on purpose. I think newer people will be quick to critique Maxace's style. Don't they know that that's unnecessary? Believe me, they know. Maxace has tons of beautiful, practical, and designs that are like fantastic in terms of materials and price. The Maxace Black Mirror is a great example of when they decide to make something that is just straightforward and practical. You can still buy that knife. In fact, you'll find it in the links down in the description. They're capable of doing that. I think they're most likely just really, really bored with the idea of making yet another practical knife. And so they do this type of thing. Boy, it really is easy to manipulate. They do such a good job of creating designs that are so insane that they don't look comfortable to hold or manipulate. But first of all, this pocket clip is actually really short. And listen to me, I'm about to justify like buying this and actually carrying and using it, which you totally can do. The pocket clip is milled titanium, short enough and flat enough that the bill's not going up into this area of your palm. It's way back here, which I love. You can also choke up and bring the bill of the clip back even further. On top of that, the curvature, this area right here, right before the blade starts, is perfectly suited for your index finger, and the area that's meant for your thumb complements the index finger position also perfectly. This area is not jimped. This area back here has a little bit of jimping back here on this ramp. Yeah, it just works. This huge toilet flusher is well into the cutting path. It does make it really easy and fun to reverse flick, right? But if you do decide to use this knife to carry and use it, these are actually stops. God, look at the size of those stops. Good Lord. They're huge. So this right here is the closed position stop pin. Sorry. Yeah. Whoa, the blade is Magna Cut. Okay. I did not know that. Does it say that on the box? Yeah, I completely missed it. Okay, it's a Magna Cut blade. No idea how they're heat treating it. No idea. I'm not going to hold my breath, right? That's something that periodically Maxace sometimes gets the heat treat perfect for certain compositions. I think their S90V is pretty good. The M390, I've seen it low in the past, and I've seen it pretty good. I also know that they have done Magna Cut on an OTF before, and I can't remember where they hit that. If it's in the appropriate range, it's probably either 60-62 or 61-63. The industry has not figured out what the standard is, right? Like M390, for some reason, the entire industry just decided it was going to be a little bit low, 59-61, and probably should be 60-62. But, whatever. I don't know how it's heat treated. We'll find out for sure. But anyways, Magna Cut blade. This, like I was saying, the toilet flusher is definitely in the cutting path. Definitely. And I guarantee you they knew that when they put that on there. But obviously, ideally, they would not have this here and just have the thumb stud. But it might take away from the aesthetic fun of the blade, right? This is wild. Look at this pivot collar. It's crazy. Huge, just huge fasteners all the way around. And of course, just like with every Maxace knife that you get a spare of every single piece of hardware on the entire knife. Big 1/4 inch pivot barrel, at least a 1/4 inch. That's great. Well, that is wild. Let's weigh it real quick and measure it. It's nowhere near, it's definitely a big knife. It's nowhere near the biggest Maxace knife that I've ever seen. Let me see. We're going to start off here with the overall measurement. There's my tape. And then if I can find my scale, we will also weigh it. So the overall length here of the Hydra is 9 inches. This is a big knife. 4-inch blade and a 3.75 inch cutting edge. The weight, there we go. Scale is hiding. Let's see here. Still pretty big, 7.6 ounces. Again, nowhere near the biggest thing they've ever made, but definitely on the larger side. You can definitely carry this. You can definitely use it. It has appropriate lockup geometry. Maxace definitely knows how to do a lock like this, and the materials are authentic. So if you choose to pick this up and actually use it, it will last. The only question for me is, how is the MagnaCut heat treated? Which is somewhat, not completely, but a little bit trivial considering the cutting geometry is probably not optimized for the stuff that you would normally use a pocket knife for, and therefore it will not properly accentuate what the purpose of MagnaCut is. But that's... I don't want to open those doors up. It's hard to like bring a recurve compound tanto to an everyman's like, you know, day-to-day life and like try to use it in a convenient way. It'll work, right? You can break down cardboard boxes and open packages. It's just a lot, right? It's like commuting with a Z06 Corvette, right? Like, yeah, that's cool. It's really cool, but you could do the same with a Corolla, right? But I think it's just intentional. Like the Maxace company is just always driving the Z06. So, anyways, that's gonna be it. Thanks so much to Maxace. This is a really cool model. I will absolutely review this. This is not a review. If you're new to my channel, these unboxings are not reviews. That would be stupid. Do you guys watch channels where content creators just open a box up and then review it on the spot? I wouldn't trust that. I gotta spend some time with it, right? It's neat. I know a lot about Maxace and I'm familiar with their products. I still want to carry it for a little bit and use it and give my actual comprehensive thoughts. And I want to get all the details that I might not know from this unboxing, put it together. For the time being, it's always nice to let people know these things exist, so they'll be down in the description. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. And also on TikTok at _metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.